Okay.
Board of Aldermen,
First time.
Wednesday, August 6, 2025. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just in time for roll call.
All right. Alderman Eisenhower. Here. Alderman Curson.
Here.
Alderman Stokel. Sorry. I'm like, I have to look at you to remember.
Here.
And Alderman, I don't know what Crawford. There it is. I was like, drawing a blank on your last name. Sorry. Mayor Fortune.
And the mayor's here too.
Yeah, okay, good. Sorry. I'm not all with it today.
I threw you off.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, we have an agenda that's been posted for the meeting. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Agenda's approved. Any citizen comments? Assuming nothing online.
Nope, not yet.
Okay, we're going to open a public hearing. Consideration of the recommendation of Planning and Zoning Commission concerning amendments to the city's land use and subdivision regulations, chapters 400 and 405, the City of Twin Oaks Municipal Code relating to development standards, including sidewalks. Paul, could you give us just a brief?
I can't. Do you want me to go to the podium?
No,
For the public.
for the public.
All right, well, yeah, so it appears a lot longer than it really is, but I included the whole section so that you knew what was, the whole area was changing. But section 1, what we did was, besides fixing a word in the first paragraph, was added the real meat and potatoes to this whole ordinance, which is that when a development plan is being requested for the city approval, it used to just say you needed to show on their sidewalks and walkways, and now we added to it to make sure it's clear that as required by section 405-120, and then says that however you don't have to put those in if there are no connecting sidewalks existing. So no, in that case, we would just ask for basically a donation of an easement for future sidewalk when the city gets around to doing it, or additional right-of-way, either way. And so then that's there. Section 2, we're just adding in the reference to 405-120 again about sidewalks and the already required specifications. Section 3, same thing, except that there it's the commercial requires sidewalks all the time, not a donation of land, because most of all your commercial areas have sidewalks, so they need to put those in. Fourth, I took the opportunity to change the name of the subdivision regulations to development and subdivision regulations, because people get confused when they say I'm not subdividing, but it's actually a lot of development laws in there too. Same in 5, and then in 6, I just clarified what the subdivision regulations are doing while we were at it. And in 7, again, just making it clear that these requirements are for all site plans, development plans, and not just plats. And that's what it does.
Question.
I read through it. I don't have any issues with it. It seems to make sense, but I'm curious why we're doing it. What caused it?
Planning and Zoning Commission has been looking at sidewalks for a year plus, maybe more. And they finally, instead of actually requiring every development, if somebody builds a new single family home or even tears down one and puts up another one, but there's no sidewalks around, they said, no, we're not gonna. We were toying with the idea of having sidewalks put in so that the city doesn't have to pay for it every time. But P&Z was like, no, if there's not sidewalks left and right, and we don't know that we're ever going to build those, then let's not just have piecemeals. We need to have a plan for the sidewalks. And so I think P&Z is still going to look into a plan for sidewalks like the city has already looked at many times. And,
So it's primarily clarification and not in response to any
Right.
particular situation.
Right, because the things that were popping up were just like, well, the code wasn't clear. It said you had to show sidewalks on your plan, and we were like, well, does that mean you have to build them, or you just, so we were like, no, let's be clear. If there's sidewalks already next to you, then yes, put them in. If there's not, then just save us an easement so we can put it in later.
Fair, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? No? If not, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. Consent agenda, Board of Aldermen regular meeting minutes from July 16th, special meeting minutes for July 18th, bills list from July 11th to August the 1st, credit card statement for June 2025.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Joe, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved. Please report.
All right, for the month of June, we had 38 radio calls, 149 self-initiated, 8 police reports, 18 traffic stops. We did have 1 DWI arrest, 6 auto crashes, mainly on the parking lots in Big Bend. We had 1 stealing report from a business, and I logged 25.10 hours on the bike. Sir,
Couple things. One, I noticed there was something about a fraud.
yes. Well, that's in July, but yes.
Can you say any more about that?
No, it's still an ongoing investigation. Okay.
And from a DUI standpoint, I noticed that one as well. Is that a regular enforcement that we do, or is that usually when there's somebody calls and says this guy's driving on the wrong side of the road?
No, it's a standard enforcement.
Okay.
Midnight guys routinely drive the areas, and it's just part of the patrols.
Got it. It's the first time I ever saw one. That's why I was curious.
Yeah, we don't get many of them,
Yeah.
but we do get several a year.
Can you tell us what type of fraud it was?
No.
Thanks.
And then for July, we had 29 radio calls, 147 self-initiated, 14 police reports, 8 traffic stops, 7 accidents, again, mainly in parking lots along Big Bend. We had 3 crimes reported: stealing from a vehicle, the fraud on auto leaf, and then a property damage on Burnhamwood Trail. And I got a whopping 6 hours on the bike.
Noticed a lot more traffic stops. Is there any reason for that?
No particular reason.
I think it was 18 one month.
We had 18 in June, and then 8 in July. No particular reason. A lot of it has to do with just traffic flow. And now I will say that from July until beginning of October, the 7th precinct is very short-staffed. So that may have some impact on the number of. One of the shifts is going to be severely shortened due to vacation and family leave and stuff like that. So that may have some bearing on the amount of traffic stops, but it shouldn't be a dramatic increase or decrease. But honestly, no, I have no explanation for why there's 10 more one month, 10 less the other.
Okay.
It's just.
Any other questions for Officer Mayor? Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, no old business, new business. Bill number 25-08, would you read that, please?
Sure. An ordinance approving text amendments to section 400.170, 400.230, and 400.330 of the zoning code and sections 405.010, 405.230, and 405.120 of the subdivision regulations of the city of Twin Oaks pertaining to new developments.
This is concerning the public hearing that we just had. Would you read it a second time, please?
Sure. An ordinance approving text amendments to sections 400.170, 400.230, 400.330 of the zoning code, and sections 405.010, 405.230, and 405.120 of the subdivision regulations of the city of Twin Oaks pertaining to new developments.
Is there a motion on this bill?
I move that we approve it.
25-08.
25-08.
Is there a second? Second, call roll, please.
Alderman Eisenhower.
Yes.
Alderman Cruzen.
Yes.
Alderman Crawford.
Yes.
Alderman Stokel.
Yes.
Okay, Bill 25-08 becomes ordinance 2508 with unanimous vote. We have resolution 2025-13. It's a resolution in support of the Twin Oaks Park sidewalk and stormwater improvement project. This is in support of the grant that we have applied for.
And I included the preliminary site plan for those who haven't.
This is my next station.
This is the park access
No,
road.
park access.
Okay.
Yes, this is the municipal park grant that we had a planning grant that we applied for last year, got that. We went through all the planning process last year, had the public hearings. Remember, we talked about several options, left side, right side, what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
So this is what the board landed on, was the sidewalks and then stormwater
Stormwater.
curbing along
They're
that
going
whole
to
area.
award the grant in October, and we need to show that board is in support of the grant.
I went through, I didn't see any changes. There aren't any changes from the last time we discussed
No.
this.
No, we're
No.
just supporting the existing.
And these are just preliminary plans as well, so we'll, after we get awarded the grant, then we'll go into the final, plans with BFA, and then we'll go out to bid. And another thing to note is that this will affect the availability of the park likely in 2026, so later in the year. I don't have an exact timeline on how long it'll take us to go out to bid, but the park will likely be closed to vehicular traffic for maybe 3-4 months, maybe longer, depending on how long it takes. So that will affect our ability to have rentals in the park. We may be limited on what concerts we can have later in the year. It may affect Family Fun Day, things like that. So just something to kind of be aware of as we get into this project. And we'll have to make those decisions about closure times by January 1st, because that's when Paula starts getting calls for reserving the park. So
Yeah, let's make sure once we get a contractor and what have you, that they tell us exactly what they're gonna need from a closure standpoint. So that.
it will for sure
maybe
be
we can have
closed.
some things and not others.
Yeah, it will be probably likely open to walk-in traffic, and that is
Sure.
it. So there will be no drive-in, no access at all to
To the outer room.
the road. Yeah, it'll be
No access during the day to the church.
right.
Some of the work could be done in the fall or off periods.
Potentially, but I hesitate to say that we will put some kind of time frame on that with a contractor, because we're really kind of at the mercy of, once we can put a time frame on it, but as I have learned, those things rarely get met.
Double the time they give you too.
Right. So just know that it will affect park access. It will affect what rentals we can have, and some of my hope is that we can at least postpone it till after July 3rd. We can get through the July 3rd event, have that, and then hopefully start construction.
We'll
after
know.
that.
We'll know that towards the end of the year. Like
I
we'll
would
get
think-
it, assuming it comes in October,
Yes.
and then we
Yes.
have an idea.
Right. I would think
before
we
the
can
end.
get into development plans and hopefully have it out to bid by, early spring. That's my hope. I don't know I have not talked to BFA about their capacity, but Tiffany will be back, so that helps.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be hopefully able to do that.
Assuming we get the grant, do we know when we will get it?
October.
But it's reimbursement. So we spend the money and we get reimbursed up to $300,000, which is our max cap based on the population size.
Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2025-13?
Motion to adopt resolution 2025-13.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We will adopt that resolution. This Discussion items, snow removal contract, that time of year.
Yeah, so we have not gone out to bid since 2014 on the snow removal. That being said, I don't think we have any complaints about our current service provider, so from my perspective, I would say that I would recommend that we go out to bid, but I will not be upset if you guys just want to renegotiate with our current provider is fine. I think that we've had some issues in the past with previous administrator trying to see if we could get different bids. We didn't go through the formal process, but he had a hard time even getting interest in it.
That's
so.
what I thought. I thought that we talked about, like, when I saw the 2014, I was like, it hasn't been that long since we discussed doing it.
Mm-hmm,
And I felt like no one wanted to bid on it.
mm-hmm. We didn't go through the formal, but
yeah.
yeah, we did put out some feelers,
Yeah.
if you will, and didn't get much interest.
Was it Crowder?
Crowder is our current
Is our
provider,
current.
yes.
Yeah.
Have they
Since-
raised the prices?
Since
I mean,
I've been
every
here, we only had a different provider one time, one winter, and it was a disaster. Crowder has always been very responsive to us, I think very competitive price-wise. And, when you need him in the middle of the night, he's there. He's right down in Valley Park. So based on his past performance, I would have no reason to want to go out and find somebody new. He's done a pretty good job for us.
And
Yeah.
have they not raised their prices?
They have,
They do.
yeah, they have.
Salt goes
Not
up.
significantly, but yeah, the cost of salt is predominantly what.
And what about the cost of labor
What, $10 is all it's gone up?
Yeah, it's in 2014.
years.
Mm-hmm.
for labor?
Yeah.
What about salt?
It's
$40.
Yeah, $40 a
$225
ton.
to $265 a
Mhm.
ton.
Which
Will we
salt
be
has
adding
gone
some
up.
duties
I mean,
to-
that's,
Yeah.
like that
will we
is
be
adding
adding some
a
duties to Crowder, say for the park and the timeliness of the hill coming out of Burnhamwood. We didn't call him out for that, did we?
Last year was a little different. In prior years, we had that salt spreader on the back of the truck.
Right.
And John would go out and salt. Last year was different. Crowder, if we just want Crowder to come out and hit the hot spots, he does that too.
Okay.
So that's what we did last year, and that worked quite well.
And we can still have staff supplement during the day, obviously during
Yeah.
regular
But not
business
like
hours.
2 a.m. if it starts.
Right.
at
Right,
2 a.m.,
exactly.
Which I think is ridiculous to ask any staff. to
I
do
agree.
anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
So we were doing that in the past?
Mhm. Yeah.
So John was,
So John was doing that on his own.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't think he was required, but.
No,
he
yeah.
wanted to.
yeah, I think you and he would talk.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
He would-
I feel like it's getting.
He
to
would
this
call
point.
me at all times of the night and say, do you want me to do it, or do you think Crowder should come out and do it? And we would kind of discuss, well, what's it like, John? Well, it's snowing pretty good. We'll get Crowder out there, and last year we leaned on Crowder almost 100%.
Yeah.
And we can do the same thing with Crowder.
they don't come automatically if it snows, we have to call them?
They come if there is 2 inches or more of snow on the ground, but in between times, like last year, he called me a lot kind of in the middle of the night and was like, how is it out there? Do you want me to come? I'm going to do
Yeah.
around, do you want me to do another pass or not? That kind of thing.
Depends. If we're getting a sheet of ice before,
Sure.
we're going to want to get some salt on it, even though it's only accumulated 1/4 of an inch. So it depends on the weather.
Will Jake have access to Crowder too? I think he should.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now that he's here, I probably will put that predominantly in his court if he wants it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
No doubt.
and we can still pre-treat. We still have the salt spreader, obviously. So Jake can do that when
Daytime
he's
and
here,
stuff like that.
daytime, or Isaiah, either one. So,
So do we have any idea if these prices are, I realize that every year when it happens, we're always like, oh my God, because that bill is always so big. But I don't feel like it's out of line. I don't know that. Does anyone know that?
I do not. And I thought about calling some other cities, but most cities
Most of
that
them
we
do it
would
internally.
do it themselves.
Yeah.
So they can't really
Yeah.
give me a price because, they have their own staff and they do it themselves.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to.
Yeah, I know, I
comparable.
can't even think of someone who doesn't
Mm-hmm.
off the top of my head.
right.
What are the streets that they do? They don't do Big Bend, right?
No.
They do
I mean, they-
Merrimack Station.
Subdivision streets.
What, they do, yeah, all of our subdivision streets and Merrimack Station
They do
too,
Merrimack
yeah.
Station.
Mhm.
Do we know who does the parking lot for this business development?
That I do not know. Mm-mm.
So
I know they don't do a very good
Crawford does
job.
Our area, and then Crawford does, or not Crawford,
Desco,
Desco.
they have their own people do
Has their
their
own
parking lot, yeah, that makes sense.
They make a hard line at where our parking area is, so Crawford picks up.
Yeah, Crowder does our parking lot, right, you know, here and right there.
Seems like Crowder helped out with the intersection last year.
He did.
Yes.
He did.
Kind of unusual.
Well,
And I did have a conversation with the county about that after last snow season too, about them picking up their plows and not doing the intersection. And so Jeff Heine, who's our contact there, said that he would tell them, he said they have a lot of new drivers and they don't necessarily know, but he said he would direct them to not do that this year. So that if they're going down Big Bend with the county trucks, just leave the plow down and keep on going. Don't pick it up just because you're in MoDOT's, because MoDOT doesn't get here as frequently as they do, so.
I think the ramps, I don't know, did they clear the ramps?
MoDOT is supposed to do that.
Well, MoDOT's supposed to do the intersection too.
Yeah.
Exactly, right.
I think they do make a pass on the ramps, which is why we had some issue last year with, because they only did one width and there was kind of a big buildup,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah.
And they don't come back to do the second pass when it's a double lane. They just clear the one lane and that's it, so. And that's a MoDOT thing, so.
I would be completely comfortable with getting feelers. I would love to have an idea if we're in line, but I also will say that I don't feel like, I mean, if the price was $115 an hour in 2014 and in 2026 we're looking at $225 an hour, that just doesn't, I feel like we can't possibly not be in line.
Mhm.
So my preference would be to stay with the people we know only because I remember that experience. But if in order to have a good discussion with Crowder, I think it might behoove us to know if that's in line.
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a way to do that.
I'll see if I can ask around and see if there's any other outside of our area
About
that,
the only way you
Hire
can
out.
do it is to have a bid on the exact same project.
yeah.
I think you'd probably end up with a landscaping company,
Hmm.
you know.
There are a lot of those that do that in
Somebody that's supplement their summertime work.
Anything else?
Nope. So do you want me to just go back to Crowder and say we want to look at an extension, or do you want me to pursue an RFP bid situation? I will do whatever the board thinks, obviously.
My worry about doing the RFP is that they could dramatically increase those prices. I would.
Yeah.
You know, like we've had, like I'd rather be quietly saying, are we in line? Rather than, because while you can't go thing to thing, what you can do is know an hourly, right?
Yeah.
And a price for salt.
Mhm.
In general, with probably a couple of people who do that as a side job. And I would make, I'm sort of making the assumption, which is never a good idea, that a company like Crowder is probably paying less for salt than a company that is a small whatever, right? They're gonna have
Yeah.
to charge me more because they don't have a storage place to keep that much salt. So you can't buy it when it's at its cheapest
Mhm.
and just store it. So I feel like this is still a good deal, especially when I look at what it was to what it is.
Mhm.
And my preference would be is that we don't piss them off.
Yeah.
When purchased in bulk, rock salt typically ranges from $60 to $80 per ton. Missouri DOT charges $150. I'm sure how I would find out about later.
How do you feel, Tim?
I feel like there's some value to Crowder's history here with us, and, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if he increased his prices some, but I put a lot of stock in in having vendors that support us no matter what, so.
Yeah,
Joe?
no, I'm on board with that.
Jim?
I'm okay.
So I'm hearing we're okay with,
Contract extension. Okay, I will
Okay.
do that.
all right, city attorney report.
So. the only
Going
thing
on
I have-
vacation, huh?
Yeah, going on vacation. So
Nice.
the only thing I have is that I will be bringing around or near August, end of August, an ordinance to kind of update our open meetings and records stuff, since there's been some changes this year, and add the clarifications there. That's something that you'll see, but that's about it. All done.
Okay. Have a good vacation.
Thank you
Is
very much.
anybody gonna fill in for you?
Well, I mean, yeah. that'd be
You
good.
gave us 3 names.
So if
of-
we're in jail,
Yeah.
we have a name to
Yeah.
call,
Yeah.
and that's all our
Yeah,
thoughts
with
on.
all
If you're in
these,
jail, call me in
If I get
Florida.
served or
Okay.
something.
okay, city clerk report.
Okay, so a couple of administrative updates. Paul is ready to start planning the appreciation party, the winter appreciation party, volunteer appreciation party. So wanted to get your quick feelings on whether you'd like to do Bartolino's again, whether you'd like to pursue a different Coretta's or another place in Twin Oaks, or if you want to look at having something catered up here. Those are all ideas that we have thrown about so that she can kind of have a direction to go in to start that planning process, because those dates book up early.
Not in town. She just gave us our 3 options.
Yeah, that's
We could go to Emo's.
yeah, true.
I mean, there's 1350 whoever.
Yeah, they do
And
have that
that's-
room.
yeah.
That's true. That is an option as well.
I
So
mean-
that would be an option
Would be downscale. but
for a
yes,
more casual
Right.
appreciation
go
party.
casual.
But
I'm just saying. It's a small room for us too.
I think we should definitely do it with a city business.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I would prefer we did it at Bartolino's every year, but we should probably try to do it at maybe Coretta's once or.
Could they take a group that size?
We would have to ask them to close.
mhm.
Really?
Who-
I think that's asking a lot.
Coretta's
Oh, Coretta's.
to
They would
close
have
at
to
least
have a-
for,
That stretches
we'd have to
out.
buy the whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My guess is by the time we do that, it's gonna be as much as Bartolino's.
Yeah, we have not asked them, so I don't know that with certainty. They might be able to
Right, but you're right. They
do
don't have
half
a
the
space.
restaurant, but
Yeah.
they don't have a dedicated space
Right.
like Bartolino's does. So that is something to consider.
Right.
Was Bartolino's an easy process last year? I don't remember.
Yeah, other than the
Yeah, it was
cost,
not
it
difficult.
Other
It
than
was
me
just very
arguing
expensive.
with
Well,
them.
that's good.
Yeah, other
Just
than the cost.
the sheer cost is the
Yeah, I found one thing, their pricing is really not negotiable.
I recall that.
1356, I've been in that room, that little room, it's not big enough.
It's not big enough for us. I agree.
Not enough tables. that's
I've had mayor's meetings in there and
You could
it's,
have a luncheon or something there, but
yeah.
I was just coming up with the only other restaurant in town.
So I would recommend that we go back to Bartolino's.
I can second that.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like a consensus.
okay. There you go, Paula. Got your marching orders. Okay.
Tell them we're.
Tell them since we're
asking
giving
for
them this
a bid.
early notice, we want a discount.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's not cool.
You can try. You can always ask. The other administrative update is once we did that CD renewal, or the CD when we talked about that
Yeah.
however long ago. So we found out that we have to like call them on renewal date and change the rate every time, or it goes to their market rate, which is like nothing. So
Beautiful.
yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Kind of a painful.
But so I did, it is up for renewal again. So we've had like a 6-month period where we've basically gotten nil return, but it is up for renewal again, August 21st. So I will be calling her, and the new rate is another 6 months at 4.06. This is through Enterprise, who's our existing bank. So,
They give you no notice?
Well, they give you a little notice. Like, I know now that it's not coming out till August, but it's like, I wish that they would let me say, okay, we're going to go ahead and renew it at this rate now. And she's like, no, you have to call me on the day that it matures. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Really? Yeah.
So yeah, it's not exactly easy, but it's fine now that I know that.
Right.
And I can just mark it on the calendar and we'll call them. And so we can make sure that we are getting the best rate that we can at that time. So.
Shocking with the banking industry being to just playing with your money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
No, not
So,
shocking at all.
lesson learned, but we got it now. So that will renew August 21st. And then I don't have a whole lot of project updates because I would love to pay some of these contractors, but they just are not willing to get finished. So the only update I have is that the asphalt paving is all complete. So I hope that you guys have all gotten to drive on the new and beautiful Crescent Avenue and Crescent Road.
Oh,
That
I
is
haven't gone over there yet.
beautifully smooth and lovely. They will be putting in the riprap along the sides for stabilization on Friday. So that was supposed to happen Tuesday. They had a staffing issue that they couldn't get to it. So now they're coming Friday. So Crescent Road, the one-way section, will be closed on Friday during the day. All the homeowners, police, fire department has been notified, so they're aware of the closure. So that will be happening this Friday. I am out of town, so Jake gets to dip his toe into construction oversight without my help, but he'll be fine. He's doing great. He'll be fine. So that's going to happen Friday. The rest of the stuff, I'm just kind of waiting. So waiting. Voss Lighting is sending somebody down from Chicago, apparently, from Signify. Haven't heard if they're coming back. Still waiting on RV Wagner to coordinate with AT&T to finish up that project. So that has taken a very long time. We've got a few issues with the county up at the Boley entrance regarding the fiber line that the contractor broke. So they're working through that. And then I do have a meeting next week with our new representative from GBA on the Merrimack Station TAP grant. So I'm looking forward to getting to know who our new representative will be since our old one is no longer there. And I did finish my MoDOT training, so I am capable of being a person in charge of a MoDOT project, apparently.
Do you have any MoDOT complaints?
Yeah, I will call Bob Becker directly. Any questions? Yep. Pump is being worked on again, so it had another fault. It has been removed. We have a new pump company that Jake had found on recommendation from, I think, City of Chesterfield, so they've been a lot more responsive. So I think they pulled it out. They're working on it, hoping to get that fixed. They were waiting on a part, I think, was the last update. So the pumps are problematic. I'll just say that. So
Yeah, it's just so visible to the citizens, and they ask you all the time, what's
Yeah.
wrong with the pumps?
yes,
Yes.
yep. It's hard to keep those things running.
Wasn't there somebody from New York that was supposed to come and look at the lighting?
That was
Chicago.
Chicago. A representative from Signify, who is the manufacturer of the technology that's in the lighting, the sensors and everything, is supposed to come down. I reached out to them. I talked to the local people here, and they were like, we don't know yet. We're waiting to hear. So I am also waiting to hear. So the good news is the lights are functional. They are coming on and they are turning off, to my knowledge. They're just not working as responsibly as they are supposed to be. So that's all I got, unless you have any other
National
questions.
Night Out?
Oh yeah, National Night Out is Friday. So hope you guys will come down and have some ice cream with the Cool Times truck.
6:30?
Fire department's going to be there.
Need ice cream.
Lawn games and free ice cream. So
Right, there you go.
Okay. All right. Mayor and Alderman comments. I just did a complete review. There was a study done in 2007, stormwater study for the city of Twin Oaks, which is excellent, absolutely excellent. I completed a review of it, and they highlighted like 11 to 13 pressure points that we have here in the city. And at the next meeting, I'm going to kind of review those and explain where we are with each of those. I think we're in pretty good shape to give you, but it was kind of interesting that way back in 2007, some of these things that we're dealing with, that we had been dealing with, they came to fruition. And they were identified back, I think GBA did that study.
Mhm.
There's a copy of it in the workroom, if any of you want to look at it.
Having trouble sleeping.
Yeah, it's this thick.
I know.
It's this thick.
Guarantee you it is.
There's no way we could look at it all.
No, there's no, it's only
No.
a physical copy, that's all we have.
But at any rate, I want to just, not an extensive review, I just kind of want to say, okay, here's what they identified, here's what we've done, here's what we haven't done. Okay. Okay, Alderman comments, Tim,
No, sir.
Jim,
Nothing more?
Lisa,
Nothing.
Joe?
You recently, brought up, like, like a session from the fire department about, why am I drawing a blank? It was fire extinguishers and, disaster preparedness.
For homeowners?
Yeah, is that still something that is,
That's something that they can do, but they want to do it at the firehouse,
okay.
out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But yes,
Okay.
anytime we want to do that,
Okay. The other, tagging on to that in the discussion of fraud, it had the light bulb go on. I don't know, 2-3 months ago, I think I saw something on the news that the city of Baldwin put on I guess a presentation from the police, informing their residents of, what, like the fraud that's out there, especially for,
Older people,
yeah,
especially.
they're aging,
Yeah.
that they're aging citizens. Might be something that we want to look at doing.
during Citizens Police Academy, we had a speaker come in and talk to us about fraud. John, you think maybe we could get them to come in?
I can look into it.
Okay. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
It'd be a good idea for a city session.
Yeah,
If I get to
right.
bring those
Yeah.
back, like right before
Sure.
the meeting, so that we can get people here and maybe get
Yeah.
them to stay.
Make it part of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we did with that MSD person or whatever. they
you're going to ask me, do I remember who it was?
Yeah.
said.
Was it McLean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yep. That's easy precinct.
I did a seminar, I think, at Missouri Botanical Garden a few years ago, might have been before COVID, where they presented on cybersecurity and just certain things you could do at home to just keep yourself safe. And that might be something that either another session or a part
That
of
would
that
probably be
session.
a different.
Yeah,
Wonder if our IT guys could do that.
We might be able to, yeah, we could
Probably.
certainly ask Brian, yeah, he'd be willing to, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
We also had a great speaker on fentanyl.
Mhm.
Fentanyl use,
Mhm.
it was shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. I mean, you hear about it on TV and everything, but you just don't. If you were a parent, you would be scared to death.
Mhm.
But she was great, really
Yes.
good.
So the cybersecurity for home.
I'll write these down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
separate session. John, if you will, could you check and see if we can get a resource for fraud?
Yeah, we could do a whole series on public safety.
Mhm.
What else could we do on public safety while we're thinking
you could
about it?
just do just general safety, right? How to secure your home and, what sort of things does he see? Like,
John, could you do part of it on just general home?
Yeah.
Okay,
Home safety, yeah. Home security.
Yeah.
And property security, maybe. Lock your
Yeah,
cars.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep your,
Yeah. Close your garage door.
Mm-hmm.
You
Don't
cover
make-
raccoons
don't make
in
me
that
text you
project
again.
well.
I can do a separate talk on wildlife.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, we have the cutest deer outside right now. They're so cute. Sorry.
okay, well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Anything else, Joe?
no, but
Okay,
You guys don't-
Any final citizen comments online?
I don't think we have any citizens online tonight, but no, it doesn't appear.
Okay, take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.